this as it fades out, as it gets firmer and faster, as it goes on. Assuming we don't need any rain, it'll get tougher and tougher to accomplish that. And Shane Lowry second.
And Aaron, where this hole's located today, it's the high point. It's very difficult to get close to this hole. Gonna need a lot of spin on this one to control it.
Just a little bit of a tug here.
Yep.
Now, that's the safe side. You cannot miss that flag to the right. JJ Spawn got away with one there, chipping in for birdie.
He's got a good speaker. He got a good speaker.
Birdie tried Xander Schauffele first hole. Trying to get that big right to left break.
Did your speaker card?
I think he did.
Yeah. Good.
That's really good. He'll be happy with that. Get that 2-putt out of the way. Let's start with a par and move on to the second tee. McIlroy now second. His first hole of the championship. Yeah.
On an aggressive line.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he'll be actually a bump a hole there in front of the green, and he'll be backed it up uphill with all that spin. So it's still soft, these greens. Bringing John Wood with Bryson.
Right up against that call, we actually had to call in the rules official. The fringe here is not very obvious. It's kind of a taper, so you don't see an obvious lines. And he called in to find out if he was on the grid or not. This has got some steam. When you come out of a cut like that, you almost have to feel like you give it a little hit.
It's such a distraction when it's up against that cut like that. To try to get the putter solidly on the back of the ball, it's tough to do, and it's very, very much a distraction trying to get that right. Perfect test for DeChambeau. Look to go bird, second and 11. Shot played well uphill here, but a gettable hole location, sort of in the back left. Oh man, what a start for this guy. Two great approach shots at 10 and 11. That makes the flag stick there. Now DeChambeau.
Now, the one good thing is that when you pass the hole and use fast greens, it'll usually kind of go right to the fall line, which means you won't have a lot of braking straight up the hill. So it's a putt, you can definitely get a hit, so it's not going to get away from it, but certainly not the one putt you're making halfway set.
I talked to his daddy Greg the other day, Woody, and I asked him, you know, does he really embrace the difficulty of the U.S. Open? Obviously, he's a two-time champ, and he said, absolutely, and he loves Oakmont. He couldn't wait to get started this week.
Remember the Wingfoot.
Who's the favorite to win?
Scotty Scheffler.
Scheffler, yeah.
Misread it. Does not take advantage of the good break. The good line of the rough. Bogey start for DeChambeau. Okay, we've been asking this question a lot this week. What would you shoot if you played Oakmont in championship condition? Find out at usga.org/what did you shoot? You guys were fast round. Two professionals here. What'd you say? Sure. I think I'd be happy if I broke 85. I'm honestly, with my game right now, I'd be ecstatic if I shot 80. Let's just be clear. These are two winners on the PGA Tour, and you'd be happy to break 85. I'd just be still play. I'd free putt at least 4 times, so there's that.
He'd be happy for 85.
So different, Rich. Yeah. Kurt nicely. So your average 5 would struggle to break 95 in these conditions, 100%. So a 5 handicap, that's a 78 shooter somewhere. Yeah, around there. Yeah. There's a 5 at my club would not break 95. Yeah, no way. Humbly. Well, standing back on some of the teams, you just wouldn't reach the better for the average. Yeah. We're talking about them playing the same team. Yeah, same setup. Would reach the best. Yeah. Birdie punt Adam Scott. Yeah, nice bounce back.
Yeah.
That's bogey at 10. Stats that Scheffler's so good at, the bounce back, bogey avoidance, and bounce back. Scheffler leads both of those categories.
Justin Rose at the 10th for birdie. Really risky putt here from right to left. Boy, if there was a strokes gained patience stat, you'd want to lead that. This guy would be pretty high up there in that stat. That's what you're going to need this week. Back here at the second for Moldova. This is for par. He goes with it a little early. He holds his second shot at first for eagle. He did a shot back again. Generally, right at these short holes, there's 5 short holes out here, and they can be just as treacherous. Now Rory to start the championship with a birdie.
Little ticklish down the hill, excuse me. Should be moving from his right to left as well.
He's got to be very careful with the speed page.
Yeah, and talking to Justin Rose's caddy, he felt like the greens had sped up even from yesterday, so a good test here in the first hole.
So he said he came here last week, shot 81. See some comments it's worth. With a birdie pretty jab. Make a couple of birdies. Pretty good now, look at. What a start for him. Great start. Birdie at the first 2 holes of the US Open.
Yeah, go ahead, bud. I gotta get warmed up.
And Rory for the par. Okay. Disappointed not to make a birdie after that excellent second shot. So we're underway in the first round of the 125th United States Open. Oakmont hosting for the 10th time.
The U.S. Open is widely regarded as golf's ultimate test.
All right, here we go.
It's a different game, different mentality.
Literally anything can happen.
You just can't fake out the U.S. Open. We're not trying to embarrass the best golfers in the world. We're trying to identify them. No way.
If you have a small business, you might not know you'd be wasting money on your mobile plan. Paying for stuff you don't
Nice
need.
serve.
Until now. Introducing the new My Biz plan from Verizon Business. Choose exactly what you want. Pay only for what you need. When you're in control of your mobile plan,
I'm getting
you can
good.
make every dollar count. Right now, get our best price, as low as $25 a line, guaranteed for 3 years. My Biz plan, only from Verizon Business.
All right, and you got
Nah, I just played for fun.
fun? You know what's fun? Playing anybody, anywhere. Yeah, even then. Unlocking your potential
Oh,
and smashing it. That's fun.
30
Getting
all.
confidence, getting the bug. Get in the hole, get in the hole, get in the hole! Fun? We're just getting started. Get with the game. Get a handicap index.
Ah, you shot. Add in.
To understand the world, you need the truth. This is the largest measles outbreak in 30 years.
Now you follow the facts wherever they lead. From the inside story. Their lives now are forever changed.
This is where the 2 leaders will come shortly.
From an outside perspective. You follow what matters to you. Making the path to the truth. A better understanding of our world.
Fun start to this U.S. Open, no pain yet, fairly receptive early. You know, years ago when critics called Oakmont an ugly brute, the club went through a makeover, but it didn't feel right. So
Is that yours? Yeah, leave it
those
up there.
trees came down,
Ready?
and with them,
Videotaping
all
it?
pretense.
Yeah.
Oakmont knows who it
I need to
is.
see what
Oakmont
mistakes-
is a
I need to see
beast
my
and
mistakes.
abashedly nasty, Brillo pad, rough, bobsled greens,
Alright. Yeah.
booby trap bunkers. Welcome to
See what
survival.
I'm doing wrong.
Thanks for having a good time. Smolder that hold out from 189 yards. Zach Blair made a 43-footer. The second.
Bradley, second shot. Decided to push that tee shot up there and gets rewarded for it. Was aggressive off the tee, left himself a wedge.
Good chance for a birdie. Let's go to the 12. Third shot.
Barely see his shoe tops. Front left hole location. Also one of these greens that goes from front to back very severely. Really well done there.
Big hits to get it down there. High. Maybe a little help with the breeze. So we go to the second Bryce of the Chamber. Out with the driver. Full set. How close can we get it to the green here?
Oh, you can see though, every time we see it, look at how much yardage the players are losing when they hit it to that rough versus the fairway. It's curve, it's got to be a good 20, 30 yards.
It barely moves when it lands in that untouched rough. I say untouched, where there hasn't been any people walking through there.
Look down at the 11th hole.
And it's a straight uphill tee shot as well as second shot here at 11, and you've got to lay back a little bit, which Rory's doing, fairway wood.
And up the left side is preferable, a little flatter.
A lot of slope. This is going to end up in the right rough. For him, hopefully just the first cut. Okay, that's fine. There's so much slope there. You've got to hit it left side of the fairway, left center of the fairway, and at least 265 going up that hill to get to the flat up there.
Tracer Technology being brought to you in partnership with Rolex.
Good look at that 11th hole, though. That's why. With the ditch running across there, that's why they have to lay back a little bit.
For each try at the first.
Get it going this week. Obviously, a past champion. That's a heck of a start. He has not played well this season on the PGA Tour, so
Three already.
maybe the U.S. Open gets him going again.
That was a squeaky good U.S. Open Country Club at Brookline.
Oh,
With
30.
Patrick winning. Great
Up high.
bunker shot the final hole. Down the center.
Keegan Bradley trying to convert that nice approach.
Four.
There are no gimmies out here. I'm telling you, you can get a putt of that length and you're playing it outside the hole sometimes. Great
Yeah.
bounce back.
We'll start over. Oh.
Back up. Set. Oh.
No, sir.
Top of the hour, 8 o'clock on the East Coast. Just joining us, good morning. Welcome round of the US Open at Oakmont. There's nothing quite like it. Seeing some excitement already. We have a do that. Rich Lerner within 45 minutes of the
warmed up.
broadcast start.
Yep.
Opening hole, getting a shot at the second. So he's at one over with 2 birdies to start the day. Well, our shot insights are brought to you by Cisco, the official technology partner of the USGA. Where the tee shots finished for this group on the second.
And we can see a couple of different plays here. Obviously, DeChambeau and Schauffele going the strokes gained route, trying to push it up there as far as they can with this back left hole location. Ballester deciding to lay back, making sure that he finds the short grass and gives himself the wedge. So these are the options and choices that before the hands restoration, guys on 2 really didn't have. donde hay que ir, ¿cuál? Venga, buen ritmo, va.
Let's go. The second. 97 yards, man, up the hill. No problem at all this morning. Absolutely dead calm. Only playing about 105. Have to guard the spin a little bit here. Make sure you don't put too much on. Like way back.
2-1.
You gotta be careful here, Woody.
That could go all the way off the green.
Five aces, you're still up by a game.
Oh, he's gonna hit that shot again.
This is gonna go 20 yards off the green.
Yeah.
25 yards. That tells you right there, you have got to be able to hit shots with no spin, because something like that, it's just got no chance no matter where you land it. Take more club and take a little bit off. That's a tougher shot than he just had.
We see that up from young guys all the time, Woody. They have to learn how to take spin off the ball when they get to this level, and especially at places like this. That's a shot he'll have to learn.
The breeze there, Woody. Forecast from the USGA is out for today, and really the wind not supposed to be too much of a factor. Between 4
Is that tournament
miles
done?
an hour out
That you
of
was
the
in?
southwest.
Yeah, it's done.
Maybe just over 10 miles an hour.
72-80.
Certainly not
Yeah.
wind that will be causing
You could have did better.
Now they're still waiting for him. ASJ is going to be playing his third shot.
You're better than that.
He will go to 12.
You're better than that, bro.
JJ Spawn. Spring Eagle. Fantastic. Good thing Cuba. Really tricky down there.
Look at how fast that is. That's really well done. You should get his fork. Hard to tell the difference between the green and that closely mown area. There's barely any difference. Even the players are struggling with that a little bit.
And you go out on that golf course, you look down and you can hardly see when you're standing right over it.
Second for Rory at the 11.
5-1.
It's backed off a couple of times. This has a little bit to do with the 10th tee and perhaps the ovation. Wind coming out of the left. The choice here is just leaving it
Dirty low.
below this wall. Don't want to be above it.
The lie's good.
Lie was good.
Stay there. There's a lot of slope just short of where his ball is. So he avoided that. He'll have a nice uphill look at birdie.
Two solid approach shots to start.
Nope.
And instead now,
35.
third shot just a moment ago.
He didn't lose his turn. That's good. Be careful. It should stay. We've seen him stay.
Up to that ridge
35.
Tough fly. Needs all of his strength here. That needs to go. Boy, got a 14 bounce forward. It's still going to curl a lot.
Not really. That's going to stay. That's going to come back a decent amount. There's just so much slope. This is the one green that Henry Fung said, you know, we dropped the ball in the back left, and if it didn't go off the front, he's like, get the mowers out.
Sun stays out tomorrow afternoon because it's right.
Oh, man. Oh, it could be brutal, Richie. We've had 2 really good days to dry this golf course
45.
out, Tuesday and Wednesday. It was sunny, low 80s, some wind was blowing, and it's changed a lot since Monday.
2-0.
These guys are actually getting a break here with how damp it is
2-2.
still right now this morning.
22.
Shot play.
Just through the fairway, but a very good lie out of it. Being in the rough, you can see all the balls can get to the back of it. It looks very close. Something's going to release a little bit up that hill. Huge easier than trying to jump spin.
Shot.
So he's got a pretty square face, Woody, that he's going to try to play it with.
Yeah, all the green in the world to work with. Straight uphill, very slow once it's on the ground. So I would expect that to be on the ground, moving and running.
Very low.
Yeah, excellent.
JJ Spawn has just made his birdie day. You can see the leaderboard update, so he is tied for the lead. Birdie up 5-12. Early bets in this opening round. Kris coming off the incredible 2024 major championship wins, somewhat overshadowed by Scotty Scheffler's performance today.
Yeah, usually you don't get overshadowed when you win 2 majors in a year, but he Scheffler's year last year was truly historic, especially winning that gold medal
Hold on.
on top of all of it. They're struggling with some issue with his right rib, which is attempted to see this year.
Here at 11, very early stages of this first round. Curious though, as we get deeper into it, the importance attitude.
Huge. And both Rahm and Xander Schauffele talked about it in their press conferences early in the week, how important it was to embrace the challenge of how difficult Oakmont is going to be. And Xander said it's almost a sickness, that he loves how tough it's going to be. And I think both of those players, those top players, they know that, you know, guys are going to get frustrated, they're going to lose their cool, their emotions are going to get out of control out there, and that eliminates at least half of the field. So that just makes their chances better that they're going to win.
And you compete when others complain.
Yeah.
Tiger said, you need a sound game, that's obvious, but you also need a sound attitude.
Absolutely. It's extremely important when you're faced with these kind of conditions. Justin Rose here at 11.
If there's a slow putt, this will be it. Green's again very speedy, but this back up the hill. He had a good bit of spin on his, after his shot landed, to get back to this point. Rory's going to be taking a very nice look at this because he's got a very similar line.
Justin Rose was runner-up for Xander, Will Troon at the Open last year, and runner-up to Rory at the Masters. Shot 60 off the final round with 10 birdies. He's in the playoff.
Nope, it's wrong.
After 2013 at Merion.
Fine.
Go ahead, Rosie. Yeah. Always been a pro's pro. I mean, he tattooed that middle iron to the 72nd hole. It was Hogan-esque. The green so firm, it ran out the back spot. He took care of his business. And when he tapped, he acknowledged his late father. The long journey, remember, as a 17-year-old amateur, he had finished fourth the Open at Birkdale in 1998, then missed, I think it was 21 straight cuts upon turning professional. Today, he stands here as the pro's pro. And McIlroy.
He knew he was going to get a good read. He got a good look from Rosie. And when you give these guys that kind of a read, the expectations are really high to make a putt.
Well, he needs some momentum. Feel good energy. Missed the cut last week in Canada. 12 shots.
30 on.
Up the hill, second. Just looking for a 2-putt here. Outside chance. That has to go. Kurt and I have been talking about it all morning. Those are the ones you do not want to leave yourself at Oakmont. At least he's below the hole, but those get tricky.
Third shot now, 12th hole. Oh, bad.
Oh boy. Well, it found the bunker. I think that's better than the rough, actually. Looks like he's on the upslope.
But he put on the wing, Shan Lowry at 11.
A different angle there, so a quicker putt for Shane. He'll have just a little work left. Down to the paddy.
Come on, man. Come on, man. You did that. I gave you a double fault.
Just a little bit too much speed. J.J. Spawn after 13th tee.
Location on the left, very left side. JJ doesn't play a draw very often, but this is a good looking tee shot. Great looking tee shot. Now will it come back off the slope? Boy, what a start he is off to. That is a tremendous tee shot right there. He's more of a cutter of the ball. Very seldom plays a draw, but that was a beauty. Bryson to avoid back-to-back bogey starts. Okay. Over to the 12. But he drove it in the rough there, that's why he went so long with his third shot. 4. Good on the upslope. Oh,
4-2.
idiot. 2
Drop
two
shot, yeah? 4-2.
And that is going to be a top 5. Yeah, after a terrific start for the Swede. Seven strokes on the par 5. The opening day here at Oakmont.
Ryder didn't just hire you for your name.
What ball you got? One?
New idea. Every driver gets a caddy. Got 20 yards to the door. Water hasn't done that. Sits in the right.
They text you yet?
Game changer, right?
They text you yet?
About 10,000.
Golfers.
Still a good idea.
The supply chain, dedicated transportation, and fleet
You have
management
golfing, don't you?
provider.
10:30. You text back? Oh.
Precision,
Stay away from that.
power,
4-2.
American pride.
The game here.
This is Bridgestone Golf.
You're going to be 5-2 or
Proven by
4-3.
the best at the highest level of the game. Now with American Pride pricing, our Tour B golf balls just got more affordable. Made to perform. Made for everyone. Bridgestone Golf.
Ugh.
You want high performance tools, long lasting tools, affordable tools. You want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do,
42!
do it for us at Harbor Freight.
42.
Save even more at this weekend's parking lot sale.
At Cleveland Golf, we're taking things to the next level with a revolutionary wedge in OC alloy and all new material you've never seen before. New steel, better feel. We want easy wedges from Cleveland Golf. Find us for the
There's the good one.
Yep, that's why. Special K. Special for a reason.
Candles. They're not all here.
Checking out with
You can pay your own way. I'm still in here. This is the only time I get all week.
Yay.
I'm thinking about adding to my fleet.
Decision.
Almost as tough as this line. What do you think?
5:30.
Safety scores are good. Policies are outdated. I say go for it.
I was talking about my shot. But that's good advice.
Can I give you another piece of advice?
What's that? Wow. Century. Right by you. That is good advice.
Thank you.
Shady raised the break and remove bar. We'll replace easy as that.
We have a situation on the 13th green. We're on it.
All right, 5:40.
Nice work, David.
No problem.
4-3.
Shady raised eyewear that has your back.
Coverage of the USGA Championships on NBC Sports is presented by Rolex. Well, it is a beautiful Thursday here, just outside of Pittsburgh, for the opening round of the US Open. We'll go down to the 12th, the 5th shot here for Obo.
Three, 4.
Wow. Could give both of those shots back. Right. Doesn't get, I mean, he barely missed that wedge from 139 to that bunker. And look at the problem. The champion Brian Harmon getting his championship underway. Second shot of 10.
34.
Great angle into this front right hole location. Number 230.
Three putt, JJ Spawn.
opportunity there, but a well-played hole. This green at 13 has a lot of little nooks, a lot of slope. You've got to hit a great tee shot to get it close there.
His game is ball control. He's had a good year. He's 25th in the world. DeChambeau at the third.
All right, 34.
Seems to like it.
That little two-step and then fires.
Threw that about 330 is all. Gonna love that. That's the slope going up to the green. That second shot straight uphill at 3.
To the 12th.
And this is the bogey putt now for Oberg.
Boy, if there is such a thing, Tom, you're gonna see some good bogeys out here, and that's one of them. Even on a par 5.
Thanks.
Making just
Love
his
life.
second USA. He's tied 12 last year at Pinehurst. Go to the 11th.
Second shot. Siwoo Kim.
What high heel drive down the left side of the fairway. 28 going up the hill here. Should be attack mode.
Oh, good try.
There aren't many flag sticks he won't go at anyway, so he is always in attack mode.
Level.
He almost holds it. Moldovan hold for eagle at the first from 189 yards. And Tom, look at the 12. Yeah, the top 5, which has some length.
And some options too as it gets in. You can see it drops 42 feet from the tee, so guys don't have to hit driver if they don't want to, and the fairway slopes severely left to right pretty much the entire way down. The layup's not that easy. It drops another 24 feet from the fairway down to the green, so you can get there. I've seen a couple guys get green high or close to green high and pin high. And that might be the way to play it if you can leave it in the right spot. But you've got to hit this fairway first, and that is no easy task.
Playing a gentle 618 yards today. It has played as the longest hole in US Open history. 684 is the actual yardage for the 16. Back on the tee, out with the driver for the first time in the championship.
Ooh, we had a good indication of how aggressive he wants to play this hole. It's 303 to carry the bunker on the left, where this tee is pushed up a little bit, slightly downwind, as well as the downhill, as Aaron described.
Oh, the graphic showing you the wind direction and the speed. It's only 2 miles an hour, so not on threes at all at the moment.
Oh, I thought you had it. I thought I had it too. 30. What's 35 or what?
That 30-40. Is incredible. Turbo kick. You've got to be kidding me with that drive. Wow. You can see the slope in the fairway. I mean, that's the crosswalk right there. You can see from the that is on. That's got to be 360. Oh, 370 or 100. It might be even farther.
You get a number for it shortly.
I'll be honest. I did not map that out.
But the USGA might not have been expecting it doing the path where they did. The place was unbelievable.
A lot of players not worried about the cross bunker and the defenders, but as it's firmed up, certainly coming into play.
Oh, that shot.
Safe.
Had to go like this.
This is what partner.
Oh, that side.
And
Five,
well,
two.
this is what's going to happen more normally, and that's going to be a layup, and he's going to be lucky to get it advancing at 150 yards down the fairway.
Well,
Now Justin Rose.
woo! 5-3.
Gonna have to take a little bit different line here for Justin.
See if this one's
And he
staying.
does go to the right side.
Now it's still got to hang on a little bit, Paige. Still moving towards that first cut.
Oh!
And that one does stay in.
Massive advantage that.
Massive.
Champion from 2019, Gary Woodland, birdie and second.
Love 5.
now at the third, John.
155 total, decent line, completely blind shot. Doesn't have the option really of running something up because of that steep hill in front of it.
Huge false front. Also it
Got to
falls
go down.
Yep. There it is, Woody. That's that fall away in the back. Boy, look at this lie. I mean, that is such a delicate shot, but you've got 5-inch rough that you're trying to play this little delicate shot out of.
Yeah, now really good tee shot. 146 total, no more than that.
530.
Feeling the first bit of breeze all day, a little bit of help. There's one thing to watch is watch these caddies this week. You have to keep a close eye on your man in terms of attitude and mentally. To get away from your grip, and you might pop a lot and keep him in the game sometimes.
30 off.
When it's something hard, throwing it way up
All
in the
your
air.
balls are down there. Damn, dude. How long we got? You got two? Okay, you got two.
For it to go a little bit, but
When you
believe it
sit
or
down,
not,
I'll
that's
go
a
get it.
fairly solid shot, even with that
30
wedge.
off.
Bryson now just 135 left, and he can actually see the top of the flag from where he is.
Set ball.
Carries 5 wedges. With this little bit of help, I think he's got the 55-degree out, trying to take long completely out of play.
This will be interesting. There's only a couple steps behind his home location back left before it starts to fall off.
Good contact and on a good line. See about the distance.
There's an, is it going to stay? Boy, that is just going to stay there. That was close to rolling off the back of the green.
Add out.
To 14. Man, we got into the championship just at the beginning of the week. Eric Cole is second. Just found that left fairway bunker. Found the middle of it, though, which is important.
So able to attack to this back hole location, fantastic.
And Cole would go on to the 30 there. Another Laura Barr, USPA champion in the US Women's Amateur in 1971. From long career on the LPGA Tour. Let's check back in with Matt Rhodes, the amateur qualifier who was a caddy here, the dentist in Indiana. A lot of fanfare around his story coming into the week. A lot of cameras following everywhere he went.
It used to be, Tom, that if you were a dentist, you could only play on Wednesdays. He's getting out a little bit more than that.
What if all I do for my type 2 diabetes isn't enough?
Or what if once weekly Manjaro can help? Manjaro helps your body regulate blood sugar.
Yes.
And can help you eat less food. Plus, 3 out of 4 people reached an A1C of less than 7%. And people lost up to 25 pounds. Don't take Manjaro if you're allergic to it, or if you or someone in your family had medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Stop and tell your doctor right away if you have an allergic reaction, a lump or swelling in your neck, severe stomach pain, or vision changes. Serious side effects may include inflamed pancreas and gallbladder problems. Taking Manjaro with sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Tell your doctor if you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills, and before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and may worsen kidney problems.
I can do diabetes differently with Manjaro.
Pay as little as $25 per month. Ask your doctor about Manjaro.
Everything about PhD totally changed my game. The whole experience that PhD brings is top-notch. They make the best equipment and really tailor it to your swing. I've seen great results. The forgiveness, the workability definitely makes the game a lot easier. I hit 15 yards farther, and it's going straighter.
The joy and the great feeling of seeing the ball get in the hole is pretty special. Yeah, you should go get fitted.
BXG, you've never played like this before.
What does it mean to be rich? It's not just about the places you can go, but also the people who welcome you home. The key to being rich is knowing what counts.
Every single day we show up to the golf course, we try to get better. There's a process of getting there. You want to feel like you're not skipping any steps. You're not taking anything for granted. For me, process means everything.
I focus a ton on my process, the results take care of themselves.
Excellence is the result of the process.
It won't take you space. It brings space to you. Introducing the three-row, all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 9 with class-leading interior space. Birdie putt, Xander Schauffele. Third hole.
It actually slopes a little bit front to back. They're carrying too much speed. He's going to have another hefty putt coming back.
The winner by weekend will have made a ton of 5-footers, 8-footers. The 14.
JK Smart driving it into the bunker in second.
Really close to that lip, has to move up very quickly. Smart play. Should stay on.
You gotta get a new glove, bro.
The green or close grip. No, just
You gotta
up
buy a
against
new
that cut.
glove.
That's going to
Why?
make that very
thing's all
awkward.
ripped up.
That step cut's very high.
Well,
It
Show
wins.
Insights brought to you by Cisco,
The official technology partner of the USGA. We've got to take a look at this
That was
McElroy
an eight.
shot. 392 yards. And the second.
Just
Ball
227 left. Again, all downhill from here. He's got an aggressive line to this front left hole location.
Oh my goodness. What a shot. Well, I think that the questions about the driver have been answered.
His longest drive of the season. Did get a bit of help off that downslope.
But I did not think that that bunker at 380 off the
Yes,
tee
sir.
was a play for anybody this week, and obviously
5-0.
I was incorrect.
This one hasn't finished yet.
What's the
It's going to
score?
be an eagle putt eventually. We just don't know how long it's going to be.
5-0.
That's just a great indication of the slopes on the 12th green.
USGA targeting 14 and a half
Here we go.
this week. And there we go. 392 from McElroy. Go to 3.
DeChambeau, and to beat Rory a year ago at Pinehurst.
Great look here, slightly uphill.
Good run.
Yeah, it looked like it straightened up at the end, maybe turning a little left and then straight at the very end, and that's why it missed.
35.
Good try.
Been good on live in recent months, a win and a runner-up. Ludwig Gobert, birdie putt of 13. Lead the bogey.
Using that slope, has to use that slope right at this whole location. Let's do this. Great try, great read.
What do you have about this par putt for Xander?
Yeah, Kurt, quite a bit left, and usually players of this length have a couple options: take your speed and hit it, take the break out, or play it high as you can. This week they've taken one option away from you. You have to play everything soft and high as you can.
High line, guy him in.
Now, one of his strengths is attitude. He's dogged. He's made 65 straight putts, 13 in a row at the majors, both longest active streaks in the game.
He was great inside 10 feet last season when he won those 2 majors, so he's typically very good at those putts.
I used to jump that net. Did you when you were 30?
Well,
mistake here for Lowry. This is his third shot.
Yes, you saw him dripped into the long rock. I'm surprised at this layup that he put himself in this position because now, because these flat bottom bunkers, he's got quite a bit of
You were high school
ridge
golf?
in front of him to try to make his
School-
way to the green. Good news though, only 94
Golf, yeah.
yards, 89 to cover front.
Page, it looks like he's in a great groove too.
Matt came out heavy.
Yeah, I don't think that lie was very good at all for him. It didn't look great. That was always going to be difficult contact down there.
Not quite a furrowed bunker.
Not quite furrowed, but yeah. Nonetheless, very difficult. And that's going to be a difficult pitch coming downhill for him.
Shane Lowry was in position to win or would have been the first major championship back in 2016. Played so well here. Was the 54-hole leader after that 65 on Saturday, but final round 76 had his position tied the second behind Justin Johnson. He had won previously on the PGA Tour ahead of that 2016 championship, but it certainly gave us an indication of what he could potentially do in his career. Now JJ Spawn, birdie at the 14th.
It's so easy to do that. You don't know what the contact's going to be like against that step cut.
Nice hit.
Back over to the 12th and the third for Justin Rose.
He did well to push it down. He had a downhill lie in the second shot. Did the aggressive play to get it over the front of this green. Just signaling some movement behind the green to stop, but in spite of that, to Aaron's point, as it relates to the upcoming shot for Shane Lowry, Justin Rose on a very similar line, slight downslope in his lie, and then it's going to be racing as soon as it lands.
Boy, that is on another note. That's really
Whoa,
good.
540
right there. He's
Gave
a
it
bit
to
more
you.
help. Never seen Justin Rose hit cross-handed. Have you ever seen it? I have not.
Something that
540.
he has been working on. It worked pretty well there. So we watched a couple of hours of golf now here at Oakmont. What is standing out from what you've seen?
Right now, how soft it is. These guys are getting a break, and it's allowing them to make some birdies, and we've seen some phenomenal shots. But
30,
we've also
40.
seen the other side of the coin, which has been some pain as well out there. I think as the week moves on, we're going to see more of that, especially into tomorrow afternoon and Friday afternoon, when this place gets a little more spicy.
Down to the 14th, Tom Kim for birdie. We PGA Tour week to his credit, looking to get his game back to that kind of level.
Out.
Back there.
2-0.
for Tom Kim.
6 of them.
Over to
No,
Shane
1
Lowry.
today. This set 1.
4.
All counts is this set. So yeah, you have 6 today, yeah.
He will be the man in the spotlight next month when we hit the Fort Rush next month. The Open there.
I think I had 2 or 3. 3. We're not 5-0s today.
14 for par.
We're about 3-5.
And he started the
You gotta step our game up here.
world inside the top 25 now.
Now, that's fantastic. And you're going to be faced with so many of those types of putts this week at Oakmont, down the hill, where you got to play a little defense and you got to marry the speed and the line perfect.
Let's go to the 4. Bryson DeChambeau on the tee.
Five love.
Trying to cover all that bunker complex on the right.
And didn't
Don't think he did.
it's in the back.
Caught that last bunker, Woody. That won't obviously be a layup. You can see how steep that face
Five
is.
love.
And Rory now for the eagle at the 12.
This is going to be slowish, back up the hill again. The flag is in the high point
30
of the
love.
screen.
Whoa.
Well, everything we've seen from Rory has been aggressive today. Aggressive on the first and aggressive here at the 12.
Nice shot.
So there was some concern about Rory coming in
35?
after that miscut by 10 shots in Canada Occurred with a 392-yard drive. We saw him launch at the 12th. So that was a moment where he said, hey, I'm Rory McIlroy, don't forget.
Yeah, I mean, that driver is a question mark from him coming in here. He's been struggling with that, obviously, lately, since the PGA, where he had to switch out.
45.
So it'll be interesting to watch him the rest of the day. If he does find a lot of fairways, we know what he's capable of. I'm just hoping that the U.S. Open brings out the best in him. He really kind of lost his edge after completing the Grand Slam with the Masters victory. So it's going to be really fun to watch him, see if he gets his edge back, that drive to really come out here and try to win this U.S. Open.
Maybe understandable. You win an Oscar, Pulitzer Prize, fair to wonder. What do you do for an encore?
Yeah.
She know.
We're par, scrambling
Out.
something here.
Real, bro. Oh. Switch. What happened?
We've seen it.
Switch.
Goldberg, bogey at the 12th. It was the hardest par 5 on the PGA Tour in 2007. It was the third hardest par 5 on the PGA Tour in 2016 when we played U.S. Opens here the last 2 times.
The U.S. Open champ from a couple of years ago, Wyndham Clark.
And up that hill, almost a full club. Now, does it stop? Yeah, it does. Coming out of that first cut, he obviously had a very good line there to be able to spin it like that.
Since winning at LACC North, bit of a struggle in the majors.
Yeah, he has not been his best this year in general, too, on top of all of this. So he's been struggling a little bit, a little frustrated with his game. Again, you know, back here at a championship that he's won, maybe this will bring out the best in him.
But it's not here for Justin Rose.
A little bit of speed here back down.
Whoa, seven, bro. Whoa. That didn't laugh you. That didn't raise you, bro.
These greens, they're so subtle in certain spots and yet so drastic in others. It's easy to get your lines crossed up.
Up 5.
Fairway here for Oberg for 40.
Yep. Shot. Up there.
Well, that is really well done. I think anytime, but based on what I saw, anytime you can hit the green from the rough this week, I don't care what the distance is, it's a good shot.
To Rory.
I think that Justin Rose's putt is going to be very important to Rory.
Good
That
shot.
surprised
High
Justin.
30. Good point.
It moved or stayed out to the left.
The score?
He
High
took a
30.
second look at this from behind the hole. Very well could learn from Justin Rose in 2 holes in a row.
They actually made him change his mind a little bit.
I believe so.
To tie the lead early on. Yes. And so McIlroy gets the 2 under par. So it's finished 4 straight US Opens under par. No other player has done that in the history of the championship. One through last year. 72 holes under par. Nice English for birdie at 4.
One of the holes that played under par in 2016, and one of the only 2 holes that played under par here, so you have an opportunity at par 5 fourth.
So Rory McIlroy tied for the lead with JJ Spawn. Seems like a repeat of the Players Playoff right now. Top of the leaderboard here at the US Open at Oakmont Country Club. So much more to come in our opening round coverage, and we wonder what is ahead on day 1 of the championship.
Scotty, how do you feel out there?
Well, I hit it really well.
Scotty Scheffler can keep up with kid 4 or 5 years old. Watch the right foot slide up into the left.
Built here, look at this shot. He's got a great team around him that knows exactly what they need to do.
Nice shot. one moment like that.
For the dealers, you see businesses in business. The factories who keep the wheels of commerce moving. Or those who employ 5 or 5,000. We are there. There to protect. When you want to expand, there during the unexpected or the inevitable. We are essential. Business insurance company is in the business of being right by you.
Celebrate Father's Day with golf. Book select tee times by June 16th and get a $25 promo code for a future round. Use code 4DAD25 at checkout on golfnow.com.
Not bad. Hot one, bro. Making a comeback. 40540.
At IHG Hotels and Resorts, you can explore the neighborhood. Live like a local.
Where's your pockets at?
Who's like
I don't
this?
have,
Plunge into the lead.
I don't like carrying
With
them.
IHG's renting hotel rooms.
3040.
Guess how you dress. Ask your provider for color guard.
With T-Mobile 5G home internet, mankind can prosper with a 5-year price guarantee.
Rory McIlroy, 13. He's 2 under.
Big serve here.
Glacier Technology, Barcelona partnership with Rolex.
And he's not going to bother trying to get a draw to that left-hand hole location.
Got that. You're not gonna get skunked. 4-1.
Superb start for McIlroy. Is one of the big questions. What would Rory do? Would not have been shot. In the high 70s, just hasn't had it. He's dialed in early.
The top
4-1.
five, second shot. Well, sound the shot, right? From 283 yards, totally blind, has to pick a spot for the TV tower. It was a good line. Oh, what a shot. Fantastic.
Getting the ball to stop so quickly.
What a shot by
Right now,
Shell, huh?
like I said, you can get off to a good start this morning round.
Birdie putt now, 3rd, Wyndham Clark.
Yeah, it's just a really well played hole. Hit driver off the tee, good wedge in there. Hole high, not easy to do, getting it hole high there with that slope in the back.
To the 2nd.
Cam Davis or a birdie on the correct level there. Aaron?
Move back left section. It's been widened. Our guys are taking advantage of it. It's fairly flat back there. You got plenty of room to work with wedges.
Hero, Australian, the PGA Tour wins. Making the birdie there. Good to the 14th, Adam Scott.
Got to take advantage of these short fours if you drive it in the fairway. 2, 14, 11, 17 obviously, and number 5.
Interesting start for Adam Scott.
Twice in a row. 3 low.
Consecutive men's major championships. 96. 24th US Open this week for Adam Scott. 3 top 10s. Wouldn't you love to win another major?
I thought for sure he'd have at least one more by now.
4-1.
So as good a player as he is, how difficult it is to win these golf.
Left 30. 30 left, sorry.
To the
30
14th
left.
over to join McIlroy and Swan at the top of the leaderboard.
Five, 35.
That haunts you for a little bit, doesn't it?
I think these guys understand what they're up against this week, quite honestly, Tom. They're accepting. You have to be accepting.
Right, so the Shamber just waiting for a ruling here, Woody.
He is, Tom, and really good layup, but he's in one of the spectator crosswalks delineated by some green lines, so he's just waiting to make sure he can take relief from that, stay in the fairway, no closer to the hole, but get out of the walkway where it's kind of matted down a little bit.
Ben Shea from the USGA is with us. This seems like a pretty simple one for you, Ben.
Yeah, absolutely. Good morning, everybody. It's, several crosswalks out here that go across the fairway. You can see the green lines there. They end at the edges of the fairways over there by the other cut. And so if the player has an appearance, slip, swing, ball, and those in the fairway, they would get that free relief.
4-2, bro.
Nice scare. It's had an interesting route here. This is
4-2
shot.
a shit, locked in. Yeah, we try to get 6-2.
Playing that from the fifth fairway.
Try to get to 6-2. Skunk your ass. Try to.
Walk away with a par.
That'll be a little tricky putt coming down that hill.
Throws it in the ditch there. Well, are you looking to better understand the rules of golf but don't know where to start? Check out Rules 101 with dozens of fast-paced, easy-to-understand videos. This free program from the USGA is the best way to learn how to handle the most common situations that you'll run into on the golf course.
Left flag.
Nice. There's rules there. Crosswalk. We'll come back to that in a moment.
Spawn at 15. Maybe shifting once.
That got away from it just a little bit. It's just so tough out of that long rough, and it's so thick around the green. You can chop and hope.
McElroy. Big break, as you can see on the right.
Slightly downhill as well.
Touch looks good early. Yeah, he's putted well, especially outside of 20 feet this year on the PGA
Big game
Tour,
here.
really well.
You're 5-2 or
This qualifies as an early development.
you're 5-2 or
Given how shaky
4-3.
his game was coming in.
I'll just play it.
Yeah, well, it was interesting because he took relief and he picked up his ball and marked it. Then he looked at all his options and he's decided that where it was the best.
540?
Oh, so I gotta go to right there.
Left 30?
Oh, wow. So apparently once you mark it, you don't have the option to replay it where you were.
Have been maybe to clear this one up a little bit for us.
Absolutely. So interesting here. It looks like Bryson had already lifted his ball and committed himself to taking relief. And so in order to avoid any penalty there, he would have to follow through on taking that relief. So if he did want to put the ball back on that original spot, if he didn't like where the relief was going, that would have been one penalty stroke. So it looks like Bryson's following through with the free relief there.
Yeah. Yep, I assumed it.
Yeah, so he had 175. He thought initially he was going to be able to be well to the left and be kind of the same yardage, 175 with a better angle. He did not see that further back was 175. The straight line was closer to him, near where he was, so he had to take a leap back there. So from 175 to 187.
I don't think I'm going to be hitting it.
That pad right there is the 58. I got 4 onto it. If you want to know that we're at. So 62. 26.
3-4, bro.
So 188. Like a 9-iron? Yeah.
That shot's over the
Yeah, it's
bouncing
just
over your
barely
head.
touching her, but it's just on it or left of it, okay?
And then you're 187. This is 180. Such a hurt. And then it is not winning. It was cost you 12 yards there, guys.
Yeah, that was an interesting one, isn't it? See if it makes any difference here.
Full force 9-iron there on a great line. Let's see about the distance.
Oh, perfect. pretty much ado about nothing. Good shot, give himself a good opportunity.
Okay, to the 15.
Par putt, JJ Spawn.
Boy, that is a great save right there. That's a momentum keeper.
The guy who was runner-up at the Players in Palm Beach, third at Wildlife earlier in the year. JJ Spawn tied with Rory McIlroy early first round at Oakmont.
The fundamentals always matter. Back in 1919, Robert W. Baird had a basic belief system that set his financial services firm apart. Act with integrity, consistency, and always do what's best for your clients. We call that the Baird way, and we still practice it today. Working together to build your trust with a long-term focus on your financial future. Discover the Baird difference.
The retirement you've always imagined is well within reach. A steady stream of protected income can be just what you need to stay in the game. For nearly 160 years, generations have put their trust in Pacific Life's strength and stability. Because life isn't about what tomorrow brings. It's what you do with it. Ask a financial professional about Pacific Life.
Getting 5% cash back on the monthly category I choose when I pay with my debit card. You gonna go? Where do we go from here? You can pay your own way.
Six cars. The only rider in life figure that's worthy of being called career. Welcome to the Bermuda side of life. Your daughter's turning 19, and your company's merger is turning. Time isn't on your side, but it's needs. Specialists in dating strategy.
Stan, what do you got?
Nope. Clear deal.
Hi, everyone. The dream team.
It's hand that knows you can't enjoy your daughter's big day, worried about your company's reputation. Deloitte, together makes progress.
Wow, I just post my job, and ZipRecruiter is on it. It finds active, qualified candidates with the exact skills I'm looking for. I can't believe how I used to do it before. Oh, none of these candidates are qualified. Wrong skills, wrong experience. I don't know where to put this person. That is a cloud influencer. Now, I'm getting people who are the best fit for my roles. ZipRecruiter, rated the #1 hiring site. Try it free at ZipRecruiter.com/gold.
As an independent financial advisor, my promise to you is simple. As a fiduciary, I promise to put your interests first. Always.
I promise that our relationship will go well beyond just investment decisions. It's the intersection of your money and your life where we can make the biggest difference.
Charles Schwab is proud to support the independent financial advisors who are passionately dedicated to helping people achieve their financial goals. Visit findyourindependentadvisor.com.
Support. Shot there for the eagle after that wonderful second shot. That was obviously a misread. But easy birdie. So far, so good. Two parts of his game that he's been struggling with this year, the driver and the putter, look pretty good.
Flipping over.
Location all the way in the back left at 15. Okay, solid shot. And not through. Missed left. Right for the birdie at 4 to get it back to even par.
Missed opportunities at the early going for the race of the Champagne. Plenty of time for excitement out here. We'll go to the 5th. Tommy Fleetwood, birdie putt.
5-3-5.
There you go. That's a part of the game. I mean, it continues to putt while we go tee to green.
the bogey start. Kristen Lawrence birdie putt at the first. Dead center.
Yeah, no kidding. What a good stroke that was. Good way to start your day.
Big South African. Beauregard birdie at 11. Okay. Making a few things happen out here.
Yeah, I mean, the conditions are the best they're going to be all week. There's very little wind. The golf course is still relatively soft. You better shoot a score today because I don't think it's going to be this good the rest of the week.
Rory's running early. 2-1 Scotty Scheffler, world number 1 out at 1:25 Eastern this afternoon. Shift change. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Mike Tirico and company ready to step in. First round of the 125th U.S. Open.
Big point here. Big point here. Deuce, big point. Oh! Yeah! Simple.
You want high-performance tools, long-lasting tools, affordable
It's a
tools?
bigger point
You
here.
want Harbor Freight tools. Whatever you do it for
Set
less at
point.
Harbor Freight. Save even more at this weekend's parking lot sale. You're a visionary. What amazing things.
Nope. Deuce.
You inspire us to chase a higher standard. Because a car that doesn't make you feel something is a car that stops short of amazing.
Zepbound means change. For adults with obesity to help lose weight and keep it off. Zepbound can help adults lose up to 48 pounds. And some lost over 58 pounds.
It's changing what I believe is possible when it comes to weight loss.
Don't take it for religious. Obesity or family damage of medullary thyroid cancer or multiple endocrine neoplasia syndrome type 2. Tell your doctor if you get a lump or swelling in the neck. Stop Zepbound and call your doctor if you have severe stomach pain or a serious allergic reaction. Severe side effects may include inflamed pancreas or gallbladder problems. Tell your doctor if you experience vision changes, depression, or suicidal thoughts before scheduled procedures with anesthesia. If you're nursing, pregnant, plan to be, or taking birth control pills. Taking Zepbound with a sulfonylurea or insulin may cause low blood sugar. Side effects include nausea, diarrhea, and vomiting, which can cause dehydration and worsen kidney problems.
Last set, yeah?
To help break the cycle of weight loss and regain.
Because Zepbound means change. Ask your healthcare provider about Zepbound. Explore savings options today.
So you corporate types think you're rock stars? That's as ridiculous as us being corporate types. Good for you.
Rockstar moves a workday to handle all our AI agents.
Well, watch me handle my agent. Gary, bubbly water, no bubbles.
So what did you do this weekend?
The huge. Shout out to Carmen for using Workday to manage our people and AI agents.
What are you doing? Just call.
A shot.
And on this 70-degree Thursday summer morning here, or almost summer, in western Pennsylvania, Mike Tirico, Steve Sanchez, the gate, Gary Cope, taking our positions here in the tower. As John Wood and Peyton McKenzie stay on the golf course. Ben Shea from the USGA joining us for rules. We continue 2 hours, 15 minutes from when the first tee shot was hit in this 125th U.S. Open. Some of those star players, those feature groups, oriented with the golf course and where they are right now. The McElroy group at 14, the big over in that same area as well. We pick up Rowan's second shot here after a big one off the tee at 14.
Yeah, unaffected all the way down here. Slight dip on her right. Tends to lean towards
Nose
left.
out 3 inches.
Only 5 behind it.
Corner.
The tendency to leave it a little short.
I ain't gonna shoot you. Out.
A little short, but maybe not quite that short. But you can just see how conservative some of the players are approaching these interesting shots.
And at 16, JJ Spawn is the last of the quote short hole.
Oh!
Likes to see that
530.
left to right. This one might have been just a little.
What a
too much.
present.
Oh,
Right of center.
Ball.
My goodness, that shot trace was a little misleading, but he's going to have a perfect putt straight up the hill.
boy, is he playing well. Phil Mickelson, first look at the man who's come so close so often. 6 times runner-up at the Open.
Out.
He starts his day on 10.
Trying to sky it and kill it at the top of that hill. You can see the aprons leading into these greens are very firm, just misjudged, missed his spot by about 2 feet there.
Oldest in the field, turns 55 on Monday. He looks at
30
Goldberg now.
One of the players under par at this US Open.
bro.
Now off to a great start. Birdies on his first 2 holes, 10 and 11.
Woo!
So much promise in that young man's game.
Superstar in the making.
40-30.
It's just a matter of time.
Let's go to 5 and Xander Schauffele in that thick rough, John.
And this will be interesting because this lie looked horrible to me. And I was talking to Austin, his caddy, yesterday. He said he was getting some chop balls out of this rough, and he couldn't believe he was getting out. So this is one he definitely needs to get all of. 125 to cover that ditch. 147 total. Came out low.
Those are the decisions that are going to have to be made this week, Steve. Do I challenge this long rough? Now it's in the long fescue, and no telling what kind of lie they have in there. One of the keys will be avoiding double bogeys.
Let's take a look at this one more time, Gary.
John called it perfectly. I mean, he had 125 yards to carry the ditch with as the long fescue in it. Didn't make it.
5.
Now DeChambeau.
Downwind. This is his sandwich. From 135. Doesn't like it a whole lot.
Tough hole location up on a little shelf on the right. Cannot miss right. Oh, what a break. He's going to like it now. He's going to love it now.
What a wicked birdie. Bryson.
Your slope of
5
the
off.
green there, Steve. Play was right to left, so if that ball missed the green to the right, would have been virtually impossible to get it up and down.
5 off.
Now by a stair.
130 from the first cut. Gary, usually you get behind the ball, but you feel like you can turn things around. It's so difficult to get that
35.
mindset in a tournament like this, though.
No doubt, John. I mean, if you just know the number of birdies you're going to make is so limited.
35.
Get off to that poor start. It is tough to stay as patient as you need to be. Whatever you can do.
Oh. Sure? Yeah.
It's
45.
14.
And Rory McIlroy, long birdie attempt.
Got it irrelevant now. Already got a winner.
Carry just a little bit of pace with it. Anything coming down these
45.
slopes. Gotta be very careful on how that thing runs in there. Very nice.
Oh, Judge, a lot of lag putting we will see from players this week.
Yeah, and a lot of comments from players. A lot of putts in the 40 to 60 foot range, which you don't see consistently on the PGA Tour.
For the outright lead, JJ Spawn. Puts a 2 on the card here at 16, and JJ Spawn comes to 300 par. First there in the championship.
40-30.
Just putting on a clinic right now, Mike.
Back to 12 and Mickelson is for birdie. The only par 5 on the back nine. There you get a sense of just getting feel the speed.
That was coming off of the apron. That wasn't even on the green, and it carried that much speed into that hole.
6-5.
Clean that one up though.
Oh, location was fine.
Quit.
Well,
6-6 tiebreaker. 6-5 right now. 6-6 tiebreaker.
No, 6-5. I got your game already.
6-6 tiebreaker.
Nicely done. That's a
No, I
two.
said when it's 6-6, we play tiebreaker. Okay.
Back to 14 again.
a few more birdie roars than maybe some thought we'd hear in the first couple of hours of this U.S. Open. Condition-wise, are you surprised that we've seen some good scoring in this early portion?
Not so much. So there's still a lot of moisture left in these greens. You're seeing players able to control some of their approach shots through the fairway, and you got to take advantage. You see Spawn and McElroy doing a great job, and a lot of players are in the red already.
Dustin Rose drops one there.
That was just not a great stroke. Never got that high enough on the line.
Halfway over there.
There is so much trouble to be found here at Oakmont, and that's exactly what Shoffley is in right now.
Horrendous line. I would say this is 40% skill, 60% luck. Just don't know how it's going to come out. You have to swing hard enough to get it out, but if you catch it, it flies, and then you're really in trouble.
That's as good as you could hope for.
Now, last year, Taylor Shoffley won multiple major championships. 2024 was a magical season for him. A little bit of an injury bug early in 2025, and hasn't really quite recovered yet.
He really hasn't. I mean, you look at
Whoa!
what
Whoa!
drops in so many of the most important stats.
We'll have to quit.
Scoring average, his scoring average is almost 2 strokes around higher than it was last year. The scrambling, getting the ball up and down, those are the things, and the putting, those are the things that help create good scores.
10 to 12.
And Brian Harmon has this for birdie.
Touch this. Watch it carry to the hole.
Give it that last revolution. And Matt's name on the claret jug as his first birdie. Players, of course, starting off 1 and 10. 2 waves, morning and afternoon. We jump over to Keegan Bradley, Ryder Cup captain. Tough start at the 6th. This is the second shot out of the bunker.
I better quit while I'm ahead. Okay. Yeah, that was a rough point, bro.
Woo!
I'm glad you're all right, man.
Yeah.
I'm not bleeding.
Get you moving in the right direction.
Yeah.
18th
Woo!
world ranking by Kaiser,
Good play, good play.
Modern day Ryder Cup captain in the rankings within the year of the 20